My name's Brian,
My name is Mel.
and this is our story.
About 11 years ago, we got licensed to do foster care up in the state of Minnesota. We had two kids, they were 2 and 3, and we had miscarried a couple of babies. And so we decided that we still had capacity in our home and that God was leading us to foster children. It was a neat season in our lives because we had capacity, but our initial reason for getting into foster care was really to adopt. And that's not a great reason to get into foster care. And so those first few years were a little bit tough because we were, our hearts were in the wrong place, but God in his kindness has kind of transitioned us to be in a place where our hearts are 100% for reunification and for advocating for birth families.
Yeah, so we moved back down here to Iowa, and we still felt that calling. God was still urging us and pushing us towards being able to help little ones and their parents. So we ended up moving back to Iowa, and once we got recalibrated and kind of settled into where we were at, and we felt that calling to continue to do foster care and really help the children in Iowa and their parents.
The second placement that we got in Iowa was a little baby boy, and his mom was a teenager in the foster care system. And so it was supposed to be a short-term placement. She would come on the weekends and we would try to coach her in parenting and help work towards reunification. But she wasn't able to care for him. And so he ended up needing to be adopted. So we grew our family, which was really exciting. And now that little baby is 7 years old.
He's a whole lot of bundle of joy. Yeah, since then we've been taking more foster placements and actually had a good opportunity to partner up with another foster family. There are 3 brothers. We got 2 of the brothers, and then another one of our church community families took in the other younger brother. So it was a really fun season of life there through fostering to, kind of co-parent with that other family. And they were newer into foster care, and we had been doing it for a time. So it was just kind of cool to shepherd them through that, through the whole process, good, bad, and otherwise. It was just a really neat season for us to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, God really used that time, I think, to grow a deep community between us and another foster family. And then together we were able to minister to both mom and dad and have them in our homes and schedule Christmas celebrations together and all of that. So it was just a really neat way to do ministry alongside other church members. I
would just say for those foster families struggling, just know that you're doing God's work. Galatians 6:2 tells us to carry each other's burdens, and in this way you fulfill the law of Christ. And I just feel like fostering absolutely does that. That drives me to continue to do it, is just knowing that I'm doing God's work and sharing his love with others.
I look back at our lives and our marriage and really even our kids. It's the seasons that have been the hardest where God has done the most work, right? And so when you're in it, it's hard to see that, but now when I'm in it, I can take time to remember how God has used those hard seasons in the past and just feel encouraged and trust that God will do it again.
For those not really sure what their role is in the foster care world, there's something out there for you for sure. Even if it's a simple meal for a foster family or watching the kiddos for a weekend, there's some way you can support us and support fostering. What resources are you capable to share, and how can you come alongside us?
I mean, when we look at the Gospels and the life of Jesus, right, he moves towards the people in hard places, towards the vulnerable. So I think we as believers, when we try to emulate Christ, that's what it looks like. And so there, of course, it can feel intimidating and scary, but I don't know if but when the Lord pulls your heart to follow his heart, this is where it leads. This is a big part of where it leads. And so, everybody has something to give. You are made in the image of God. You are a gifted person, and the Lord has equipped you to do his work. And so sometimes that's having foster kids in your home, and sometimes that's coming alongside other foster families. But you may not know until you, in humility, just kind of set your life before the Lord and ask what he would do with it.